Hey everybody, this is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with my good friend Johnny C., creator of Sartana and Surrounded by Death, who is my co-host on all the live streams, which is awesome. And we're here with another selling at Comic-Con video tip. We thought we'd talk about, since it's not really a lot of public knowledge, but as a creator, you have to do taxes, like whether like it depends on what level you're at where you really got to be concerned with it, I would say. But, you know, a lot of people that just create a comic book and then start to sell it don't have any idea on what to do for taxes and how to, you know, make sure you're doing everything right. What were you
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
mean,
Johnny?
so my first few years, I didn't write off any taxes. I didn't even think to write off taxes. I didn't even think of
Nor
it as a
did I.
business because I was, so having so much fun making comics.
Well, that and
So
I feel like I was living at home. I was living at home for a long time, so I always felt like paying for a table at a Comic-Con was like, I did that instead of gone out and drinking that weekend. You know what I
right,
mean? Like you
right,
use that
right,
money and you don't even think about like tax stuff, like
right,
because whatever you
totally.
make, you just pocket it, and that was the end of it.
Right,
So
right. Earnings in one pocket, spendings in the other pocket,
yeah,
that kind
right.
of thing. Yeah.
And none of it
So
matched up usually. So
right, of course. So now the first things first when it comes to writing off your comic work for taxes. I mean, unless this is truly your professional singular job, if you're not showing a profit year after year, not not to necessarily say you have to be in the green, but if you're not showing that you're improving year after year, the IRS can claim that this is a hobby and they could shut you down. So
oh, really?
just know that if you're gonna start writing off your taxes, you have to have a plan in place that shows that you're going to be making profit year after year. The good way of doing that, especially as a springboard, is Kickstarter campaigns. If
Okay.
you're doing a Kickstarter campaign, you're going to be making a good amount of money, but also remember you have to slice off a slice of that cash that you make from your campaign for taxes.
Yes.
That sideswiped me on my previous campaign that I put all the money into the printing and all the tchotchkes and I go, oh well, I overperformed. Let me get better, cooler stretch goal prizes. And then I
Okay.
completely forgot about taxes. And then I had
Yeah.
to kind of take that hit on my own. So that was a little rough. And that kind of delayed me with things too. But things that you have to consider, things you have to remember when you're dealing with taxes and comics.
Yeah. With Kickstarter, I think it might be the same as because with Indiegogo, same thing. Um, they serve you a W-2 after at the end of the year, don't they? For whatever you earned on their platform,
I don't know if it's specifically a W-2. I think it's like a
or it's a
miscellaneous
1099, right?
1099
1099.
miscellaneous or something like that.
Yeah.
And that is, that shows your income that, you made throughout the year, and I, submit as a independent freelancer when I write my taxes. So that all goes under that.
Yeah, so okay, so yeah, that's something to think about with crowdfunding. Anytime you make money, anytime like if you set up at a convention, any cash you take in, anything you put on a Square reader or anything you put in like a PayPal account, that's all stuff that can be taxable. Now, when um when you say you're a freelancer, so this is one thing I wanted to talk about too. Did you LLC yourself as an entity or no?
No, no.
Okay.
So I'm filing all my work as myself. So
Okay.
I use
So it's under
TurboTax.
your
It's under my name.
so it's like you have your work when you work 40 hours and
Yep.
then anything you make is all under that one
It's yeah,
social security number basically, right?
right, exactly. Everything's under my social. My comics are listed as a side job, side
Gotcha.
hustle, so to speak.
So it's just added as as income to your normal income, basically.
Right,
So
right. And where, some people would say, "Oh, well, cash is king under the table. You don't need to claim it." I claim your cash because again, if you're not showing profit, you're going to get dinged by the IRS. So,
no,
I use Square all the way through. So not only do my credit card transactions show up in Square, but if I get something through PayPal, Venmo, Cash, I'll enter it into Square as a payout, and then that way I
oh,
can run a Square report at the end of the year
and
that
you
has
just have it in one
all my
place.
one place, all my income, all documented through Square.
That's
Square also
smart.
allows you to, and I don't get paid by Square, so don't take this as an endorse, something I'm getting paid to endorse, but it is a real handy tool. They have inventory, so you can put in all your inventory into Square, and as you sell, it will show you your number. And if you need to reorder, like if you have a show coming up, and if you're like me, where you're not as organized sometimes, you can avoid those rush orders of having to do a rush printing because you need inventory for an upcoming show.
Yeah, no, wow, I never thought to do it all through Square. That's a great idea. So you have it all in one place. It's not bad. It might incorporate something like that too. The so when you set up your taxes, as all your side stuff is also part of your business. Did you have to go to like an accountant and set up anything different, or or do you just record that as
Nope.
miscellaneous income that
Uh,
comes in and then
again, I go through TurboTax, and it makes it very easy to basically just list that as a secondary job, as a second form of
oh, gotcha.
income. You
So
know what
that's
I
how
mean?
you do it. Okay.
Right, exactly. And then
Gotcha.
save every receipt as always. That's just
Yes.
common sense. I was surprised at how much I was given on my return for just mileage. I track my mileage on my vehicle, and I'm lucky I'm able to do it really easily because I work for a GPS telematics company.
Yeah.
So I can just run reports at work with the hardware that's in my vehicle from my company's job, where I can see what my mileage was driving from Massachusetts to Saratoga.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Things like that. So then that way, when it comes to the end of the year, I, compile all the miles I drove to all the different shows I drove to, because those are,
And yeah,
for
you add
business
all that up.
purposes,
Yep.
and it adds up. And I was actually quite shocked the amount I got for the return on there, which was a good amount actually.
Yeah, and I do something similar where I don't have the GPS really, but like we mark down all the shows that we have a calendar just upstairs just for the shows,
Mm-hmm.
and I write down every show, the weekends, and then if I got time, or I'll do this at the end of the year, is I'll go through and look up the show's address, and then will map
Just
how long it
map it
took
out.
for to get from my house to there, write it all down so I have that mileage, and then do it from back and forth basically, and then add that all up for the end of the year as well. Yeah,
Yep.
so I do something similar.